Paul Collier, The Future of Capitalism, Facing the New Anxieties. In recent times, capitalism and its effects on society have been heavily debated. The book's summary of The Future of Capitalism, Facing the New Anxieties by Paul Collier delves into the challenges facing capitalism today, and the need to return to a more communitarian and ethical system. The summary highlights the fractures in social democracy and the conflicting ideologies that have led to our current state. As you read through the book's summary, you'll discover the importance of rebuilding ethical capitalism through social maternalism, implementing pragmatic policies, and fixing broken families. This will give you an understanding of the transformations needed for capitalism to benefit everyone involved.
The fracturing of social democracy. In the post-World War II era, social democracy and its communitarian ideals were embraced across political parties and class boundaries, leading to substantial economic growth and a shared national identity. However, over time, the rise of a highly educated class pursuing individualism and the adoption of utilitarianism transformed social democracy into social paternalism. This, along with widening wage differences, has left many feeling marginalized and has led to the current crisis in social democracy. To create a better system, we need to find our way back toward communitarianism and cultivate a sense of patriotism. Social maternalism, a new vision for capitalism. The author argues that while capitalism is necessary for mass prosperity, it should not be guided solely by greed. Social maternalism, which fosters a true patriotic community and pragmatic policy choices, should replace top-down paternalism. This system encourages a seamless chain of moral support for citizens from childhood to young adulthood, and takes moral responsibility out of the hands of a few. To create a moral capitalism that works for everyone, policies based on pragmatism should be implemented, rather than ideologies. The author cites Singapore's first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, as an example of pragmatism leading to prosperity. By focusing on specific contexts and finding solutions upon which everyone can agree, leaders can ensure that communitarian values return to capitalism. Ethical capitalism. In the 1970s, Milton Friedman popularized the notion that the only purpose of a company is to maximize profits, leading to most employees having no representation on company boards or direct benefit from a company's success. However, in the UK, until the 1980s, many companies were collectively owned by employees or customers rather than shareholders. The concept of demutualization changed this trend, but some companies like John Lewis Partnership stayed true to their values of being communitarian firms. Incentivizing ethical capitalism can be achieved by taxation and mandating companies to incorporate public interests into their boards. Public participation in holding firms accountable for ethical behavior will be critical for the adoption of ethical capitalism. Fixing broken capitalism. The author discusses the detrimental impact of broken families, how it relates to the current state of capitalism, and proposes a solution through social maternalism. Growing up in a working-class family in Sheffield, the author was exposed to the negative effects of broken families from a young age. While the author was able to attend Oxford University on a scholarship, his cousin's father passed away, and she gave birth as a teenager. This anecdote serves as an example of how broken families disrupt the lives of children, making it harder for them to find their place in society and contribute to a functioning workforce. The trend of lower-income families in less educated groups falling apart is particularly concerning, as 2/3 of children in the lower 50 percentile of education in America are raised by a single parent or no parent at all. Western societies have responded to this issue by taking on child-rearing responsibilities through foster care and children's homes. However, this has led to an increase of 70,000 children in foster care in Britain alone, and a lack of support for parents looking to adopt. To address this issue, the author suggests a solution through social maternalism, keeping families together by incentivizing young parents to stay together. Tax credit bonuses could be offered to parents living in the same house, which has been shown to result in more productive and content members of society. Additionally, social maternalism would offer relief to young parents through mentorship and support programs. The Dundee Project in the United Kingdom is an example of a successful initiative that provided detached support, enabling trust between the parents and social workers. By focusing on fixing broken families, social maternalism could create a hospitable society that nurtures the growth of children. The families aided by social maternalism would likely perpetuate the system through their own election choices, leading to a more prosperous capitalist society for all. Towards an ethical world. The author explores the idea of an ethical world and suggests that affluent nations should extend their solidarity to refugee-hosting nations by bringing international jobs. To create a truly ethical world, international organizations must set standards and hold each other accountable. The author proposes creating new bodies to rebuild this vision. The G7 is an excellent example, but other nations like China and India should be included. We should create organizations with a shared ethical foundation to solve the problems of tomorrow. Bridging the geographical divide. Sheffield, Lille, and Detroit were once prosperous industrial cities that were eventually outcompeted by markets in faraway lands. The forces of globalization have made provincial cities irrelevant in today's economic system, with only metropolitan cities being centers of capital and culture. To address this divide, one option would be to tax the gains accrued by skilled workers in urban areas and redirect these funds towards fixing provincial cities. However, wealth distribution alone is not enough to bridge the geographical gap. To create a capitalism system that benefits everyone, we need to provide vocational training to working-class individuals. This approach has been successful in Germany, where specialist vocational schools provide mentorship and required workforce placements for students, resulting in a productive workforce with well-paying jobs. While this won't happen overnight, implementing pragmatic policies that bridge the geographical divide can cultivate a capitalism system that cares for everyone.
As the summary of The Future of Capitalism, Facing the New Anxieties comes to a close, it offers readers a comprehensive vision of ethical capitalism that could lead to a more equitable society. The conclusion highlights the main takeaways, from the importance of social maternalism and moving away from ideology-driven policies to the necessity of strengthening families and building a stronger international ethical framework. By embracing these core principles of ethical capitalism, we can aim for a future where wealth and opportunities are distributed more equally, enabling everyone to prosper.